All right, I have a brand new acrylic template to share with you today, as well as to unveil two new acrylic template colors for our Zipper Pal, Pocket Pal, and Rivet Pal. So the two new colors are going to be a pink glitter as well as a clear glitter with stars. So check out all of these beautiful colors we now have for the Pals, if you want to call them the Pal templates. So I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I'll go ahead and do close-up video so that way you guys can see in detail all of the beauty of the glitter that these ones have. And I've done separate videos to share with you how to actually use these templates. So I'll go ahead and put links in the description box below so you guys can check those out. You guys are loving the templates. They're definitely making your job easier for bag making. And since you guys loved them so much, I actually designed a brand new 12-in-1 template, the Bag Buddy. Now this one was designed on one of those nights where you lay in bed and you can't fall asleep and your mind just keeps going and going. Well, my mind designed this template while I laid there for a couple of hours while I couldn't sleep. So, all right, so here is our Bag Buddy. This is the brand new acrylic template. It is a 12-in-1 tool. I have offered it in the clear glitter and the pink glitter. I stuck with these two lighter colors because I thought that it would have been a little bit too much to have the darker colors with the glitter and everything that's going on with it. So I'm only offering it in these two colors, and I think that they came out great. While I'm holding it up, it might be a little difficult to see the text on here, but once you lay this on your fabric, there's no problem at all seeing what's on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over briefly what all of the tools are on this particular template right now. But I'm gonna go in depth and show you tomorrow in a separate video everything that this template can do and show you exactly what it can do. So I've gone ahead and printed out a list here of all of the features this one has so that I don't forget anything, because there's a lot going on with this particular tool. First off, it's going to cut a 10x6 or a 10x6 zipper pocket or a 10x6 slip pocket on the fold. So that was the initial thought for this particular template. Is I was laying in bed one night, couldn't sleep, so this is what kind of started running through my mind. I'm like, what new acrylic template could I go ahead and design? And then I thought, well, it would be great to have a template where I can just throw it down on my fabric and cut out a slip pocket or cut out a zipper pocket, no problem. And then I was like, well, what size is going to be great? So I thought a 10x6 was going to be the perfect size for the majority of bags. So if your pattern calls for something that might be 5x8 or something like that, you still could probably get away with a 10x6. It's one of the most common sizes that I particularly use. So all you got to do is take your fabric, put it on the fold, and then you're just going to use your rotary cutter to cut it along the three sides, and there you have a 10x6 zipper pocket or a 10x6 slip pocket. Obviously, if it's on the fold, the overall size is going to be 10 inches by 12 inches. So that's the first two things that this particular template can do. Next, we have an 8-inch zipper pocket facing, which is right here. Then we have a 10-inch ruler across the top. And that has 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch markings. And the next thing, and I think I put 1/8 inch markings on this as well. Yep, I got 8 inch on here too. The next thing that this one does is we have rivet spacing for 1 inch and 3/4 inch. So along this side right here is our 1 inch spacing, and this one is our 3/4 inch spacing. So for example, the Duplicity handbag, you have the option to add some decorative rivets along the straps or the strap connector along the front of the bag. In order to get those spaced perfectly, it's best to have some sort of a template. So this is going to space your rivets 1 inch wide apart, and this is going to be 3/4 inch wide apart. The next thing that this one does is we have a 1.5 inch wide strap and rivet spacing. So this is single. So that is essentially the same thing as our Rivet Pal right here. So the Rivet Pal is geared towards 1 inch wide straps, and this one is for 1.5 inch wide straps. So you would place the strap end along the bottom right here, and then you can mark your spacing for 2 rivets on your strap. Now I've done the same thing for 1.5 inch wide straps on this side, except now you've got double rivet spacing. So you're going to be putting in 4 rivets there if you're doing a 1.5 inch wide strap. All right, the next thing that we have is a purse feet guide. So we've got 2 inch, 1 3/4, and 1.5 inch a spacing for our purse feet, and that is along both of these pointers right here. The next thing that we have is magnetic snap placement. So if your pattern is calling for a 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, or 1/2 of an inch seam allowance, whenever you're putting in a magnetic snap, you would just go ahead and pick the appropriate one right here to place your magnetic snap appropriately. Okay, the next thing we have is a seam allowance guide. So right here is our seam allowance guide, and what you would do is you would lay this template on your sewing machine, and there's little holes right here ranging between 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 1 inch. And if you need to get your say like a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, you're going to go ahead and drop your needle on your machine through that hole. And then if you have one of these, which I am selling in my website as well, this is a magnetic seam allowance guide. You can lay this on your machine, put your needle through the appropriate hole, lay this up against the side, and that's going to be magnetized to your machine. And then you're going to take this out, and now you're going to have a nice guide to make sure that all of your seam allowances are exactly 3/8 of an inch, if that's what you want. So these are very handy. These are going to be sold separately from the rulers, so you guys can check it out if you want to purchase one of these too. You could also use washi tape if you wanted to, and get your seam allowance gauged appropriately, and then just put a piece of tape along the edge too. I personally like this guide because it gives me that actual edge right here, and it doesn't allow my fabric to sway in any direction there. Okay, and lastly, I think I got them all. This one is going to be a strap connector stencil. So that's what this funny looking thing is right here in the center. So I've made this like a stencil. So originally when I thought this out, I had a lot of empty space here in the middle. And I was like, well, what can I put there to fill up the space? So I thought, oh, a strap connector would be an excellent idea. And initially I wanted to go ahead and just have this completely cut out. But I was worried about the integrity of this particular template if I had another big hole in it. So I thought it would be better to go ahead and just do like a stencil right here. And I do have a strap right here that I've already cut out, and in tomorrow's video I'll show you exactly how I did that. And ultimately what you're going to do is you're going to take your D-ring or your rectangle ring and slide it on there. And then now you have a strap connector for your bag. And then you could just go ahead and sew it onto your bag and add a couple of rivets in there, and it looks really decorative. And so that is all of the features. And let me just double check I didn't miss anything while we were talking. Get to talking and then you kind of lose your place. Yep, so that is all of the features that the Bag Buddy has to offer. So stay tuned tomorrow for that instructional video where I go in depth showing you exactly how to use all of the features here. If you have any questions, leave them in the description box below. I am really excited to be offering this template, and I know that you guys are loving my templates, so I hope you love this one too. It'll be available on my website at sewyours.com. I'll put a link in the description box below where you can go ahead and purchase it, as well as all of the other templates. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.